In this video, I'm going to show you folks how to run a specific WebdriverIO test. It's pretty simple. All it requires is a small modification to the WebdriverIO configuration file. So let's get right to it. As you can see, got the notes up like I usually do, and I'm going to be using the Tour of Heroes Angular project that I've been using in my previous videos as an example. So let's go into the WebdriverIO configuration file, which is going to be in the EDE directory, WDIO conf.ts. And if you scroll through this file somewhere towards the middle, if you've been following along with my videos, it's going to be at line 171. You'll have a Mocha ops, stands for Mocha options. You'll also have, depending on your project, you could have a Jasmine options or Cucumber options. Just depends on the testing framework that you're using. In our case, I'm using the Mocha options. So we're going to go in here, and you've got a couple of choices. You could either use grep or fgrep, and both of those will allow you to search through your tests for a specific matching test. Fgrep is going to be a simple string search through all of your files and test names. And grep is going to allow you to do an actual regular expression search through your tests. For now, let's try fgrep, and I'll show you how that works. So let's look at our tests. In particular, from a previous video, we're going to be looking at the app.ts file. That's going to be in the EDE test specs directory. And there's a number of end-to-end tests in here. And so, for example, if we wanted to execute the has title test case, which is under initial page has title, that's the full name. So both Mocha and Jasmine will concatenate each of the describes and it descriptions together to form the full name of the test. So in this case, we could do something like initial page has title. So let's try that. So fgrep initial page has title. And now if I run npm run EDE, it's going to use that fgrep parameter. And you'll see that it should only run that single test. And there you have it. Initial page has title Tour of Heroes. So it only ran that one test, and it passed, which is great. So this is really useful if you wanted to, say, modify an existing test and the test suite is quite large. You could filter it down to the specific test that you're working on. All right, so let's take another look at how grep might work. So grep, and let's say you wanted to run all the test cases that have the word hero inside of them. So perhaps you made a change to your application that involves the processing of hero data, and you wanted to run all the test cases that have the hero name inside of it. So we can do that. We'll go ahead and do a grep, and we'll actually use the regular expression syntax. So we'll do something like this. So that'll be the word hero anywhere within the string. So let's give that a try. Now keep in mind, when this runs, some of the tests are dependent on each other, and some of the dependent tests are not going to run. That'll be something that we'll fix in a future episode. And that kind of goes to the best practice that you want to have your tests be independent of each other. So you could run them in any order that you wanted, especially if you wanted to filter them. All right, so the tests ran. As I had mentioned, we're going to have some errors. I expect that because of the dependencies between the tests. But you can see here that it ran everything with the word hero in it, so including heroes. It also, something to note, is that it found the larger describe blocks progressive hero search because it has the word hero in it, and it ran all of the tests underneath it. Even though these don't individually have the word hero, it's because it matched on this larger, the outside block having the name hero in it. But like I said, this could be very useful if you wanted to run a specific feature that maybe the application under test has been modified. All right, so that's Mocha. I'm not going to go into depth with the other frameworks, but I'll show you that there are a few other options. So if you're using Jasmine, you've got a similar grep parameter that you can use. It also takes a regular expression. And then if you're using Cucumber, it also has a name parameter that takes a regular expression. And the name corresponds to the scenario name that you would find in your feature files. All right, that's really all there is to it, to selecting a specific test to run via WebdriverIO. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them for me. Until next time, peace.